All right, so on this section of roof, this is an addition, and they were of major problems with ice dams all through here. And then there's this valley up here that we're gonna finish next, and that was just water was backing all up through there, and it was getting into that sidewall. So we're took the shingles off, read it with metal, and we did, rather than putting the metal directly on the roof deck, which would have been a little bit easier, we stripped the shingles, putting down new underlayment, and then we put strapping down. And then that underlayment still is like kind of a protective secondary roof, but the strapping, we did strapping diagonally and used 2x4s to give it, you know, some real girth, 12 inches on center. And this, and you run it diagonally like this, we'll spin it around, and that goes up, right up through there. That basically creates a vent. So we're venting the whole roof, and that is what you need to prevent ice dams. So the roof was just not very well ventilated beforehand. And then I'll just be careful, because that so strapping is great, but you need to run it. It needs to be, you need to diagonalize it that way. And now that air channel, about an 8-inch air channel, will work tremendously in terms of getting, maintaining good airflow and cooling off the roof deck, which means the ice won't melt. And then when the ice melts, that's how it backs up. And then metal itself is just a much more watertight material than asphalt to begin with. And over here we had this, there was this nasty sidewall, all sorts of things. So we put on a new CDX just against the siding, because it was not properly lapped underneath there. The shingles and step flashing, it was just kind of hanging out there. This is T111 siding, so we put on this. We also put this on strapping, so there's an air channel behind there, so that's vented. And then we were able to keep the ice and water shield monolithic, to give it that monolithic protection. And then we'll just do some new metal siding on here. And then right in here, I bent this. The first sheet I bent up 2.5 inches. And then that again just gives it another lip, another area, just, you know, belt and suspenders flashing. And then we'll stretch metal siding down, keep it about, you know, 3/4 of an inch up from here. Shoot there, put butyl on it to make sure that doesn't come back up. Put an offset cleat on. We'll probably be standing seam use standing seam for the siding there. Should look nice and modern. It'll all be color match. And then we down here, this is the kick out flashing, big kick out flashing. I might cut that back a little bit. We just don't want anything. It's almost too much kick out. There's, you know, want to make sure there's plenty of room to get that down. But that really, this is an awkward addition, and there's all sorts of rot coming into that window. We want to make, the homeowner wants to keep that window, which is totally fine. And windows are expensive to replace, so that, you know, it's, but we just want to, you know, it's not an ideal situation where that window is located, certainly. So give it all the protection we can, keep everything away, kick out that, and then get everything downhill. But yeah, this should be a huge improvement over the failing shingle roof that was in here. But the key really is the strapping diagonally, or you can double strap it. So you run your strapping horizontally, and then basically the second layer of strapping at 12, it has to be 12 inches on center with metal. And then and then attach that. But that, you know, then you either have to step down to 3/4 inch, which I really don't like. It's not that much meat, or it starts getting really high. You start really building up the roof deck. And the other option, if your roof is not ventilated at all, this is a really good time to put insulation on. But this does have some soffit vents on it, so there were existing soffit vents, there just weren't very, you know, it was not ventilating properly, because it's all these different additions and roof lines. So, but yep, this is just one of the options you can do, and this will be a huge improvement.